We were talking about concentration camps and about the past and about the war and about the destruction. I would like to ask you, Dr. Frankl, if you see in today's world the forces of war, the forces of the enemies of the peace. Not only, I'm not talking about exclusively military war, if you permit myself to talk in that way, but in terms of interior peace, the peace of the human being with himself. Are you seeing right now in our world the forces of destruction becoming more superior than the forces of building up humanity? Le pregunto al doctor Frankl si en este mundo que estamos viviendo, con la fuerza que tiene la guerra, con la fuerza que tienen las fuerzas de la destrucción, valga la redundancia, él considera que estas fuerzas de la destrucción, las fuerzas que son enemigas de la paz, son superiores a las fuerzas de la construcción del ser humano, a las fuerzas de la construcción de la humanidad. Su respuesta.
You remember that I started with the assumption, or with the contention, better to say, that the human being is a being who decides, who still has to decide what he or she will be in the next moment. Now this precludes, makes it impossible to simply speak of forces within oneself, of forces that compel you to take a decision either in the one direction or in the other one. Because if you speak in such a vein, in such a style, you presuppose, or at least, even worse, make the man, the woman who hears, who listens to you, presuppose that we have to succumb such forces. We are slaves. We are the victims.
Excuse me, what you are underlining is human responsibility.
The freedom, better to say. My good friend, Jerónimo Ángel Acevedo, once formulated in the following way in one of his lectures given here in Argentina. He said, a human being is not the son of his past, but the father of his future. Have I quoted you correctly? That is to say, it's in our hands the power, the freedom, even more, the responsibility to make a decision not in any direction, but in the right direction.
No es que sea difícil, es que es muy importante, y voy a ver si puedo ser fiel al doctor Frankl. Yo le preguntaba acerca de las fuerzas, yo usé el término fuerzas de destrucción, fuerzas interiores a uno mismo, y el doctor Frankl entendió perfectamente y me respondió de manera polémica. Mire, me dijo, no es que haya fuerzas acerca de las cuales uno está en posibilidad de sucumbir. El hombre no es esclavo de esas fuerzas. Lo que nosotros subrayamos es la posibilidad del hombre de elegir desde su propia libertad su propio futuro.